Associated Press reports that airstrikes are hitting Lviv, Ukraine. Washington Post reports Mariupol, Ukraine is almost entirely under Russian control. They said it would be under total control several days ago. These Ukrainians are fighting their hearts out. Al Jazeera reports that the mayor of Mariupol, Vadim Boychenko, told them that 21,000 civilians killed in Mariupol, Ukraine by Russian army. Reuters is reporting bird flu in Pennsylvania and Utah. That is always a precursor to the elimination of a lot of chickens and less food supply for the rest of you. New York Post is reporting that a fourth bus full of immigrants reached Washington, D.C. from Texas. All totaled, it's about 100 people. New York Post also reports that ICE drained $17 million in funds for hotels for immigrants that were never used. That's between 170,000 nights stay and 340,000 nights stay. If you divide that by 365 nights, that's 465 years to twice that. Biden and Harris gave less to charity than those in their income brackets. That even includes Harris paying bail for those who were destroying Minneapolis, Minnesota, and Biden paying for prostitutes for his son Hunter with his own credit card. That girl is stingy, and so is her boss. Don't ever let her try to tell you different. Biden's gave 2.8%, and Harris and her husband gave 1.3%. And the Bidens have no expenses other than Hunter's prostitutes because Hunter is giving the big guy 10% and paying all the household bills. Wait, so you mean it's not being taxed, or is it? TFI Global reports that Sweden is starting to tilt far right. 5 years ago, the Muslim populations in Europe were about 25 million. That has grown, and that was after the Arab Spring, and all of them fled to Europe out of Syria, Iraq, and Libya, and everywhere. That has grown in the last 5 years, and the retired population's benefits are being reduced, and the Muslim ghettos are not safe for natives to walk through because the Muslims are racist against white people. Also, the young Swedes are having a more difficult time finding work. My Norwegian grandmother would have said it's all their fault for invading Norway centuries ago. Speaking of invasions, Sweden and Finland are in the sights of the Kremlin. We'll talk to you after our spring break, Moldova. China is still shut down. Shipping, manufacturing, eating, all shut down. Your store shelves will start emptying out in 2 months and be completely empty in 6 months at this rate. Reuters reports that Shanghai COVID cases hit record after a month of lockdowns. 26 million people subjected to the rule of an idiot. I'm glad our leader is smart. So apparently, starvation and killing animals is not a cure for COVID? Who would have thunk it? The railroad companies mysteriously halted shipment of grain and fertilizer. Union Pacific, specifically. Multiple sources are reporting that Union Pacific has cut shipments by 20% and is aggressively hiring. Don't expect to be able to get any corn because it is being used for ethanol that gums up your pistons. So what was already an extremely bad situation just got a lot worse. Think about it. China bought 60% of the world's food supply. Then wheat production was down 40% globally. Then a huge volcano went off. Then the Texas winter wheat burned up. Then Ukraine and Russia got into a feud. Ukraine and Russia produced almost a third of the world's wheat crop. Then oil became scarce. Oil prices skyrocketed. What little corn that was left is now being converted into fuel. On the bright side, Physics Girl reported that we just missed a solar flare that would have torched Earth by 9 days. It still caused radio communications to go out in Australia and Southeast Asia. But at least your eyebrows aren't cinched off. There is way more news to report, but I want to keep these short and still poignant. I don't believe NASA is telling the truth about Apophis in 2029 and the other asteroid in 2031. I think there is a higher probability than they are letting on. They say Apophis is only 3% chance. I think they're planning on trying to blow them up, and that is why it'll look like the stars are falling down from heaven. A big chunk will still get through and cause havoc. That is just my own intuition. I think they're going to try to cull the population before that happens. I was going to use a goodnewsnetwork.org story about Detroit getting the first EV highway as a good story, but now all the Detroit car plants are twiddling their thumbs waiting for microchips they can't get. Sorry, no more electric cars. How sad. I was going to share an SF Gate, San Francisco Gate story about a man that saved 12 people from drowning, but then he drowned. Also very sad. I noticed there were no Christian publications listed when I typed in good news. Aren't they supposed to be reporting the good news? Okay, here's one where the hero doesn't die. SunnySkies.com is reporting that an Adams County Sheriff's deputy in Colorado used his own car to stop a wrong-way driver, saving lives. They slid for 140 feet and into a semi, but no one had a major injury. And wait, here's another one. 20-year-old Henry Richard, brother of a Boston bombing attack victim, Martin Richard, who was only 8 when he died in the Boston bombing attack. Well, Henry ran the marathon today in honor of his brother. God bless you, Henry, and keeping the memory of your brother Martin alive, Henry. Oh, wait, no, this is even better. Judge Catherine Kimball Mizell made a decision in Florida that requiring people to wear masks while traveling is stupid, dumb, and unconstitutional. And y'all should have your heads examined. Slight paraphrase there. She threw out the mandates. Yay! Everyone is reporting on it. Popular Science, which isn't very popular after 2 years of lying to us and not giving us the real science. Associated Press, which is associated with, global elitists. MSN, which is, I don't know what MSN is. Very confusing what they are. Yahoo, pretty much everyone that has been lying to you for the last 2 years is now reporting that masks are no longer mandated. And I'm going to end on that because that is the best news all week. Have the best day of your life.